Valdez has audio, okay? We got different NFL media types now starting to comment on Howell's performance. People are starting to take notice.
Are they getting into the Howell hive?
Well, you'd have to listen for yourself. I think so.
Probably,
So
yeah.
we've got Pat McAfee. We've got Kay Adams chick, who's just a smoke show. Drabby can't stop talking about her. And Sean O'Hara. So let's go to Pat McAfee first.
And I'll tell you, for a preseason football game, week 2 preseason football game, these games have normally stunk. These games have been terrible.
What?
But Sam Howell and the Commanders with Eric Bieniemy's offense look damn good. It's against third stringers. Who cares? They were slinging the ball all over the place. Sam Howell appears to be a guy. Now, I put out a tweet that says, this dude can really deal with pigskin.
Yeah.
He's lighting it up. He has, I don't want to say a reckless mindset, but he'll throw this thing into single or double coverage. He has faith in his arm, his accuracy, and his teammates. I think he's beloved. He has everything you could possibly need to be an NFL quarterback. Last night I saw it.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
last night
for sure.
these eyes
He was slinging.
saw him. Eric Bieniemy's offense was cooking. It felt like the Commanders are in a much better spot than they have been, especially under the Dan Snyder. Like, that ball's a rocket. That is a rocket right there.
And on time.
He had a bunch of those all night.
All right.
He's
Happen
gushing.
to agree. Happen to agree. He's got all the tools. He's got to be able to do it.
Yep.
It seems like a lot more people are jumping
they're
into that.
paying attention.
Yeah, yeah.
They're paying attention.
And then to be fair, I mean, he says
They're going
it's against
threes,
third stringers. Who
Yeah.
cares? Well, a lot of experts would say, well, that does matter.
Well, hold on.
Of course.
I was thinking about this yesterday. Second and third string players play. You know what I mean?
Not much.
No, they play.
Well, maybe if guys are hurt.
Hurt. They get a spell because they're tired. Second and third string players play typically.
They
in
do,
the
but not for a
NFL.
whole game, Matt. They don't, unless they're filling in for an injury.
That's true. Listen,
And if they do play, then you should be able to put up numbers against
my
them.
defense would be, look, he can't determine who's he's playing against. All he can do is his job, and you just got to look at it for what it is. And I thought he did his job.
That's look. I'm one of the biggest Sam Howell doubters, and I have been all summer, all last year. But watching the other night, it was jumping off the screen at me. I don't care about the box score necessarily or who the guys are playing against. What McAfee says there, that's a rocket throw. That's on time. That doesn't matter who he's playing against necessarily. He showed the quick throws.
Yeah.
To me, it's
showed
the
you he can play.
reads, it's the poise, and then having that rocket arm, which is like we had heard. Hey, Howell's got a good arm, but until you see it,
Right.
and then
You're
seeing.
you're right. In that game, you're right. He was on point with all of that. I mean,
Right,
he was
just smooth.
Don't you think some of that
he was
translates?
surveying the field, and he was
Right.
going through his reads and getting. But my point is, when you're going against the number 1 defensive line instead of the number 2s or 3s, those guys are going to get to you quicker
for sure
than the 3s.
For sure. So he maybe
you
won't be
might
able to
not
go through as many progressions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you might be able to. But he can do it. I think he can do it.
He certainly has showed it this preseason.
Look at the snap counts. Backups play. You're gonna backups
They
play.
They do play, but they don't play the majority of the game.
I know, but
They don't.
But you're acting like you're just minimalizing what he's doing just because it's back.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, pump the brakes on how good he's been. Let's see if he can do that against better players.
Well, all I would say is that
and if he can do that against better players, if he's doing that against Denver when he goes out there, if he's doing it against Buffalo and Philly, okay.
Well,
then
he'll
you guys
struggle.
are right.
He'll struggle, but he's also going to have some success. And I think also Sam Fortier wrote an article about it, and we'll talk about it, I think, during the next break, is that he's shown that when he has a terrible play, when he throws a terrible interception in the Dallas game, he bounces back. When he takes a terrible sack in the Cleveland game or a terrible sack in the Ravens game, he bounces back.
Got a quick memory.
And
that's a good thing.
Huge attribute. One of the big criticisms, if you remember, of Kirk early on is he'd make a mistake and spiral.
He'd get in his own head about it.
Spiral. And
Well,
a lot
he
of
just
guys do
shows
that.
it body language. I remember
Yeah.
Kirk here, and even if you watch the quarterback series, he'll just go down in the dumps.
Yeah.
He
loses it quick.
He's got a personal
He
psychologist
goes
there
from
with
you
Minnesota.
like that to like shoulder slumping.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I want to hear Kay Adams because Drab can't stop talking about. I want to hear her talking about Sam Howell.
Oh, is Kay Adams? Is that
I want to talk.
And is that she NFL Network?
She used to be. Now she
No,
does like the Kay
FanDuel.
Adams thing with
FanDuel, I
FanDuel.
think,
She get paid a boatload of money.
Right.
I want to talk about my friend, Sam Howell. Ron Rivera, I mean, come on. He gave him the starting offense the entire first half of this one. It was so fun to watch, and he could not have been more on point. And I'm well aware it's preseason, so save the comments, but I don't know what else we could have wanted to see for him to sort of prove what he can do, his ability to be a capable starter in this league, and maybe the future. All this team wants, all these fans told me at camp, like, did we find our quarterback? Guess what? You did. And sure, Eric Bieniemy deserves some credit here, and he's play calling there, and he's running a tough camp, and there's a lot of accountability and all of that. But Sam Howell had to go out there and execute, and he did. 19 for 25 for a $188, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. He was accurate. He showed poise, escapability in the pocket. He got the ball in the hands of the guys like John Dotson and Terry McLaurin, the captain, and let them make plays. He was on pace to rack up over 400 yards of total offense, guys, and 4 touchdowns if you extrapolated that to the course of an entire game. And I don't expect him to be that every single week against regular season competition, but how can you not be impressed? And I like that people are celebrating him. People are going, "Ho!" and putting up the wolf emojis and all of that. We're into it.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing? The wolf emojis?
I don't think it's a big thing.
I haven't caught on to that. Maybe that's a Carolina thing. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Listen, I'm not hating it.
To me, it sounds like he might want to try to get her number. 'Cause it sounds like she's kind of vibing with Sam Howell.
Oh, she seems like, I think she's got some dreamy boyfriend.
She
though,
probably
husband.
does. I don't know.
She's also 37.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Older
He's
woman?
22,
All right, I want to
You
hear
think
from.
you think he would care?
21.
No, apparently he doesn't really care.
Yeah.
I don't think he's, he's got like one girlfriend. All of Carolina wanted to bang him. He wasn't interested.
Nice. Wants to play football.
Play football. Sean O'Hara, former New York Giant, right? We've had him on the show a bunch of times. Great
O-lineman.
guest. Here are his thoughts on Sam Howell.
Yeah, I think that's a great point about feeding off your quarterback. Look, I feel like there's 2 types of quarterbacks. There's quarterbacks you play with, and there's quarterbacks you play for. And I feel like Sam Howell, the way he has commanded the offense, the way he steps into the huddle, and the way that he has played, he has that respect. And I think guys want to play for him. And I think that's one of the biggest things you see. The confidence was there. The composure was there. The poise. I felt like every time his back foot hit the ground, he was on a mission. He had purpose. He was decisive. And I think those are all the things that came through. As you show those highlights right there, look, the accuracy is there, the arm strength was there, but he knew where he was going with the football. He was very decisive. And I think that's something that Ron Rivera has been looking for ever since he took that head coaching position. And now the partnership with Eric Bieniemy and just kind of, hey, listen, here's the progression. Here's how you're going to see the defense and how you're going to let the offense unfold. I think it's been huge for Sam. Now, look, the protection was excellent, and I think that's a big part of some of the success they had on those drives. But really, for the Commanders, it's been, can we finally put the ball in the end zone? They've been settling for field goals far too many times, and that was such a big part of seeing this offense function was when they got down in the red zone, they were able to produce touchdowns. So I think that's a big part of it. Sam, a great first step for him in being named the starter and now going out and performing. I think the best is yet to come for Sam. And just to kind of parlay on what you were saying with the quotes, when he showed up on the field, he came to slay.
A lot of Sam Howell mania out there. A lot of buzz building.
Will we see him at all in this next preseason game?
No.
I
Well, we
doubt
didn't
it.
expect to see him for a half.
You're going to center.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna. You'll see him.
Zero?
You'll see him on the sideline.
Especially after what happened to McLaurin.
Yeah.
Nah, you ain't going to see anybody.
You're not gonna see any of the starters.
You're not going to see any of the big dogs. Which is
You're going to
interesting.
see see Jake Fromm for a half.
Yeah. Fromm did okay, though.
Maybe more than a half.
It's funny because when this preseason's all said and done, it looks like we're going to have four snaps from Chase Young. 4. For the guy who
Saving
needs,
them for the sillies.
For the guy who needs
Saving for the real thing.
a big year.